Go on, triple kill. Ah, fuck.
No, they all spawned on me. What is that?
So I waited to do this until I started the recording because I think it looks really cool. But I got my cold brew here. Some cinnamon roll oat milk creamer. Cinnamon rolls, #1 pastry. Who doesn't like cinnamon rolls? Maybe not the #1 pastry, it's my #1, but who doesn't like cinnamon rolls? Why does that look so cool? Like the contrast between the coffee, the cold brew, and the creamer. Perfect. Just perfect. Oh, trying to spice up my intro a little bit. I almost slipped on my fucking rug. Hey, what's going on? I'm Houston. How are you? We are back with another video. So we're back over here on multiplayer on Modern Warfare 2. I've got like 24, 25 guns gold at the moment. I took a little bit of a break because I was just messing around on Warzone and I was playing a little bit of God of War as well. I just didn't get the chance to record a video like with the holidays and time off work and spending time with family. You know how it is. The only real big chunk I have left are the SMGs. It looks like, yeah, there are like 7 or 8 of them. I leveled up a couple of them using that like contract thing that was going on in Warzone where you just complete contracts over and over and over again. Other than that, I have the marksman rifles and snipers to get gold, and then we are pretty much good. God damn it, I have launchers too. I keep forgetting about them, and every time they pop back into my head, it's like old trauma just revisiting me because everybody keeps talking about how bad they are. Now, I know that technically you don't have to do the launchers because you only need like 51 guns platinum. I'm such a stubborn ass that I kind of want to just do all the originally released weapons and not do any DLC weapons. Yeah, I was playing this last night, I got 3 LMGs gold, and I was going through it. It was not fun at all. Like, I was having a bad time. Just keep shooting, just keep shooting. That's a good thing about a giant mag. Yeah, I was having a horrible time. Like, there were way too many people just, like, slide cancel around every corner and going crazy, and that guy should have won that. How about this guy? Is he gonna win it? Oh, my last bullet. I hope that everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people say it, but this is a great time to just like reflect on all the things in your life that are actually pretty good, even though that there are moments in life where things can be pretty hard. Things are always going to be difficult here and there, just because being alive is like hard. And staying alive is pretty hard too, I guess. What are you doing, man? Practicing gratitude often is one of the best things that we can... Practicing gratitude often is one of the best things that we can do for our brains, just our overall well-being. You hear about a lot of people that keep journals, like they write every morning and every night, like when they wake up and right before they go to bed. There are a lot of things that sort of go on in our head that we overthink about, and we have a hard time putting them into words because we're just basically turning them over like a dryer in our head over and over and over again. But once we start to write them down on paper, it sort of breathes new life into those words, and it allows us to process them better. And keeping like a gratitude list is one of those things that has a massive effect on your well-being. I don't do it as often as I maybe should. Like I don't do it every day, but I spend a lot of time reflecting on things that I'm grateful for. And they can be simple things too, like the fact that you got through the day without dying. I mean, it's pretty good. And it can also go to pretty basic things like, oh, I'm thankful that I'm healthy. Or maybe you're not 100% healthy, but you could be way worse off. I don't know you personally, but I'm assuming that if you have the free time to be able to watch this video, then you're probably in like a decent place. Like you have internet, you have a computer, a phone, a tablet, whatever. The thing about this practice though, that's the most profound is the fact that you don't have to wait for a single day one year to think about it and to put it into practice. You can do this, you could think about these things every single day. And you probably should, because if you don't, I can guarantee you, I promise you down to my core that it'll make a huge difference. And then when that one day comes, when Thanksgiving comes every single year, again, if you celebrate, then that'll be a day where you can reflect on it even more. 3, 2. As for actual events, I had a pretty good Thanksgiving. I took a flight to Arizona for like a day and a half, hung out with my girlfriend and her family. It was really my first time being with them for an extended period of time. I think it went pretty well. They seemed to like me, so that's good. I took this red-eye flight, and I thought it was going to be insanely busy because I saw a bunch of tweets about how all the parking at SeaTac was full, and like it was just a disaster there, and the TSA lines were super long. You'd be in line for multiple hours. Then I got there, and it took me like 15 minutes to get through security. I was like, what the hell, dude? This is all a lie. This is a sham. So because I thought there was going to be a massive line at TSA, I went there like 5 hours early. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not taking any chances. And I don't mind spending extra time at the airport because I had just bought Pokemon Violet on my Switch. And I was like, I'll just play my Switch the whole time. Whatever. But I got through TSA so fast that I literally had like 4 hours to spare. So what do you do when you have time to spare at the airport? I went to the closest restaurant. I spent about $30 on a burger that was the most mid burger you've ever had in your life. I drank 2 cocktails and about fucking 5 beers. And I always love talking to random people at the airport too. You get like 2 or 3 beers in and shit, it's so easy to just like strike up a conversation with people. I mean, it wasn't always like that for me. I had to like work up to it. I had to like put myself out there and in that situation. But ever since I started doing that, I felt so much more comfortable in like every other social situation I've been in. What is that timing? What the fuck is that timing? You gotta be a little more patient. I'm always saying that. Just be a little more patient. But when I walked up to the bar, people were seated every other seat. So naturally, I went up between 2 people and I looked over at one of them and was like, hey, is this seat taken? He's like, no, man. And he seemed like kind of offended by it, like the fact that I even asked him. But anyway, I sat down. He's like, hey, what's up? My name's Marty. I'm like, what's up, Marty? My name's Houston. How's it going, man? And he was paying for his bill. And right when I sit down, he looks over at the bartender and he's like, hey, put his first beer on my tab. I was like, all right, bro. Sure, I'll take a free beer. Why not? So I got a free beer within about 5 seconds of me sitting down, which can't complain about that, really. And I proceeded to talk to this dude. He was like a steel worker, and he was kind of offended by the fact that I asked him if the seat was taken. He's like, you don't have to be that polite. And I was like, hey, man, that's just how I am. You never know if somebody might be sitting there. You never know if somebody really wants to be sat next to. And yeah, you know, all the seating is free, but it doesn't hurt to ask sometimes, right? So I talked to this guy for a while, and then he's got to catch his flight. And then another guy sits down next to me on my left, and I start talking to him about all the airports that he's ever been to. I guess his dad was a pilot, so he was able to go to a bunch of airports when he was younger. And the rules were different back then, so he could just hop on flights with empty seats. He was telling me all about these different airports and how much different security is now, and the fact that you could almost just do whatever you want like 30 years ago, like pre 9/11. He was telling me about it, and I was like, dude, this just seems like a completely different world. And he was like, yeah, well, it pretty much was. I got to Arizona. I pretty much went to sleep like right when I got there because it was a red eye. And I told my girlfriend before I got there that I was going to get there, go to sleep, wake up early the next day on Thanksgiving, and I was going to go for a run because I love going for runs in places that I've never been before. It was like 50 degrees. It was like the perfect weather to go for a run. Clear skies, sun was coming up. It was beautiful. The sunrise was immaculate. I just mapped out like a random route from Google Maps, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that seems like a good like loop to run. I think it was like 5.5 miles or something like that. And then later on, like 30 minutes before the turkey's done, her mom comes up to me and she's like, hey, do you want to carve the turkey? And I was like, I've never done it before, but sure. And she goes, well, it'd probably be better than if I did it. So I watched like 10 minutes of YouTube videos on how to carve a turkey. According to them, it turned out amazing. So I'm pretty much a professional turkey carver now. And then, of course, as the universe would have it, I went to Friendsgiving the next day, and my friends were like, hey, man, you carved a turkey, right? Because I posted about it, and I'm like, yeah. And they're like, hey, you want to carve ours too? I was like, I mean, sure, why not? So the teacher turned to the master at that moment, and I had to show my friends how to carve a turkey. Because, like I said, I'm a professional now. I was only there for one day, though, so the next morning I hopped on a plane and I went home, and my TV that I ordered was ready to pick up because I bought a TV on Black Friday. I'm a victim of consumerism. I never really had a TV because in my last apartment, it was a studio and I didn't really have the room for it. And plus, I just spent all my time at my desk. So I figured if I'm going to do it, I may as well do it on Black Friday. I got a 65-inch LG. It might be too big, but honestly, it's like a legitimate theater experience when I'm sitting on my couch. I got Yami laying here now, so it's pretty much hopeless. Look at him. Don't expect any good gameplay. Not even decent gameplay. Look at my mouse room. The funniest part though isn't the fact that the TV is much bigger than I expected. It's the fact that when I got there to pick it up, it wouldn't fit in my car. So I called an Uber XL because I knew it'd be an SUV. So I had them pick it up, and then I rode with them back to my place, set it up, and then I Ubered back to my car at Best Buy, and I drove home. Once the Uber driver confirmed the ride, I called him and I was like, hey, so I just need you to like take my TV to my apartment for me. He was like, oh yeah, sure, why not? Like, all right, my man. Hell yeah. I moved into this apartment like 4 or 5 months ago, and for the first like 2.5 months, I didn't have anything in my living room. Everything that you see here, so my desk, my stream setup, and my background, and then my bedroom are the only things that I really had set up. All this space over here to my left was just empty. It was like a play area for my cat. The TV is pretty much the last piece. So I bought a couch, then a coffee table, then an entertainment TV stand sort of thing. And now I finally have the TV. Now I just need like trinkets and shit like that to put like all over the TV stand. I need to like fill the compartments that are in it. I have a GameCube and a PS1. Those are definitely taking up 2 of them. Honestly, at this point, I might even get a couple plants. I just got to make sure that they're cat safe so Yami doesn't get all poisoned. I got to spice this place up a little bit. Everything that isn't in this stream view right here, it kind of just looks like a prison cell. At least that's what my girlfriend said. It just looks really sterile. I kind of like it that way though. I love like a clean, like streamlined look. I think I've used streamlined in the past 3 videos that I've made. I definitely went harder on Vanguard's camo grind than I have been going in this game. I think that's probably because when Warzone dropped for Vanguard, I was just kind of over Warzone in a lot of ways. Like I didn't really care that much for Caldera, and just the gameplay in general just sort of fell flat for me. But I love the multiplayer. I know that's an unpopular opinion I have. People are like, oh dude, I could never go for the mastery camos. That's so much work. That's so hard. But here's the thing. It's not hard. It's literally not hard to do this stuff. The hardest part is just leveling the guns and getting them gold. Or it's not even getting them gold, it's just leveling them up. And if you do like one of those infinite money glitches or like, you know, max money glitches in Warzone that they got going right now, I mean, it's so easy. I actually kind of like playing the game though, so that's why I'm doing it like this. But yeah, it's just like not difficult. You just have to be determined. Like you have to be disciplined enough to be like, okay, another weapon, another challenge, 25 more headshots, 25 long shots on every single gun. Again, long shots aren't difficult. It's just the fact that you have to be like a little bit psycho in order to just do it over and over and over again on all these other weapons. And a lot of games are frustrating because you're trying to shoot people with a pea shooter SMG across the map. Then again, we do have Shoot House now, so that should make it much easier, especially for the long shots. Like I said in one of my other videos, I got a full-time job. I'm still doing this. It's easy. Just do it. Again, I'm going to close out here by just saying thank you so much for all the views on like the recent videos and the shorts. It is truly insane to me how one of my videos almost has 1,000 views. It might even have 1,000 views. I haven't checked it in a couple days. But for me to have like under 100 subs and for one of my videos to get 1,000 views, I mean, I think that's crazy. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you watching this video. Yami appreciates it too. Right, Yami? Yeah, look at you. Look at your little toe beans. I can't overstate how thankful I am that anybody even wants to watch me play these stupid games. Let's just keep it moving. Almost at the end of the year, Christmas coming up, New Year's, 2023 is coming up, but don't wait till 2023 to do that thing. Do that thing tomorrow. It's easy. Just start. That's the hardest part, just starting. Stop talking about it. Just do it. You don't have to wait till 2023. Just take it easy. Keep it moving. Again, I appreciate you. Be kinder to people than you think is necessary, and I'll see you next time.